What's everybody? I'm back. I took a couple weeks off. Had to, spend some time with family. Did some things that I don't normally get to do. But this is the dog days of summer for sports creators, reporters, and everybody in my industry, because literally there's no basketball being played. Well, at least NBA basketball. Once summer league ends, once free agency slows down to a crawl where it's just kind of like two-way guys signing or training camp deals, there's just nothing going on unless you get a trade here and there or whatever. But that's the case right now. So, but I thought I'd jump back on because Luka Doncic is playing basketball at the moment. Not as we speak, but he just played a game today against leading Slovenia to a kind of a blowout victory against my country, Great Britain. And we suck at basketball, so I'm just gonna put that way. So it wasn't a surprise, but it was nice seeing Luka get back on the court because he had an injury scare the previous game, and these are exhibition games. They play, I believe, 6, which I think is insane. When you need 6 as exhibition games in any sport, right? It should be like 2 to 4 tops, right? But whatever, that's beside the point. So one of his teammates collided into the side of his I believe it was his left knee. Either his left or his right knee, and it looked like it could be severe, like torn ACL, torn MCL, sprained MCL. Like it just something severe that would take potentially a year to recover from. And I mean, he went back to the bench. He looked like he was tearing up a little bit. They showed like a shot of his dad, and his dad looked devastated because of how much work Luka's put into, kind of transform his body, get in shape and all this. And this was like a showcase for that. And I thought he was done, to be honest, because the way he was reacting was like, there's no way that this is just something that he can walk off. But that's exactly what it turned out to be. He was able to walk it off, and then he confirmed that he's going to continue playing, even in exhibition games, which is crazy, right? At least shut that down and then, play games that count, which I think start August 27th. But regardless, he looks good. He looks great. I mean, I haven't seen any like real drastic changes in terms of what, his new conditioning and being in shape has changed his game. I think he's a little quicker. I think that's pretty obvious, but that also could be the competition shift, from the NBA to the Eurobasket, right? Which is not apples to apples. Even though the international game has gotten really good over the years, it's still, you play games against Great Britain who don't specialize in basketball, right? So I've liked what I've seen. I think most people have. He had 28 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds today. He looked great. He struggled from deep. He was 2 for 11. But, Luka, if he struggles in one area, he tends to excel in another or figure out another way to impact the game, which is a crazy over-the-head assist as he was driving in. Nobody saw the pass coming. Hits a guy in the corner for a 3. Luka looked like Luka. It was great to see. It was refreshing to see, and I can't wait to see when these games actually start to matter. But we do have an announcement. FanDuel has partnered with Believe. So now this podcast will be sponsored by FanDuel, and eventually we will have a watermark in the corner there or somewhere else. Just put in the request. But really cool. I've been a fan of FanDuel for a long time now, and that's not just BS because they're a sponsor, but it's I've always thought FanDuel was awesome and probably the best sports book out there. So whenever I'm visiting family or staying in Colorado, that's like my number one thing is FanDuel. So I'm going to pitch a little line here, which I tried to keep open, but the damn phone turned off. So the Slovenia gets their games that actually count underway against Poland on the 27th, right? And the spread is -6. I'm taking that. I'm taking -6 Slovenia. I think Luka is really going to show out in this game. Well, just the tournament in general. I don't know if Slovenia is good enough to come out on top in this tournament. Serbia is pretty good from what I've heard for Jokic, leading the way, and a few other NBA players on that squad. But I think Luka alone kind of makes this team really dangerous, right? Because any given night, the guy can drop 40, 50, 73. So it's yeah, I'm going with that. Going -6.5. That's right now. That could change over the next few days, but that's what I would take at the moment. But I will say this: I am glad to see that Luka is back to balling, and it's unfortunate that we still have to wait. Like, what do it? Wait till preseason. Even if he plays in preseason, he'll probably play 1 or 2 games, just like LeBron, and arrest it, which is what should happen. What should happen in this damn tournament too. But for whatever reason, Luka seems determined. I think because he had that when he lost, I think it was 31 pounds during this transformation. He said that he took a month off of playing basketball and he was playing pickleball, and that he credited that a lot to his like weight loss and getting lean and all that. Um, so I think the fact that he missed that time, he's like making up for it with these exhibition games, and these are more or less tune-up games for him, right? Because no one's on his level that he's faced so far, right? I mean, you got Jokic playing in this tournament, you got Giannis, um, it's, elite players, but it's for the most part, it's the combination of players is not elite, right? So Luka can cook and do what Luka does is drive defenses crazy and score a bunch of points while getting his teammates involved, and that's exactly what he did today. I was impressed. I can't wait to see more of it. I think I'm pretty sure they have a game or two left. I don't know if Luke is playing those games. I don't think he should particularly. I mean, even though I'll still watch, but um, it is cool to see him back on the floor because literally nothing else is going on. It's kind of hard to do podcasts when nothing else is going on. But the schedule did drop as well. The Lakers play the Golden State Warriors, the first game out the shoot, right? I think it was a mistake by the league. I think you couldn't have a more obvious setup to have Lakers Mavs, whether it's in Dallas or LA or whatever, just to get it out there because that is a budding rivalry. Those two teams, for the most part, I think hate each other. I mean, Luka's got an axe to grind. AD's got an axe to grind. The Mavs are practically all old Lakers, right? Even on the coaching staff with Jason Kidd and Phil Handy, Frank Vogel, I think is on that staff now, which is crazy when you think about it. You got Max Christie, D'Angelo Russell just signed over the summer. AD, it's crazy. There's just so many things, so many storylines that can come together with those two playing each other, especially the first night of the season when nothing has been established, right? You don't know who's contenders. You don't know who's going to be, even decent. So having those two go head to head, especially with a healthy Luka, hopefully, a healthy AD, hopefully, that's just pure entertainment to me. But for whatever reason, they decided to go with Steph and LeBron going head to head for what could be one of the last times. I mean, that's always a show. The Warriors and the Lakers always put on a show, and it's always a hard fought battle between both sides, which can go either way. Um, but I would have much rather have seen Dallas. I think that it would just get that that feeling, that hype. Going into the season, you got this highly anticipated matchup. There's probably gonna be some trash talk going back and forth in the week prior. D'Angelo's going to want to ball out. Luke is obviously going to want to ball out. AD is going to want to ball out. It's just, and Jason Kidd's going to want to win that game. So is JJ Redick. So I just thought that was a layup in terms of scheduling. But no, that's not going to happen, which is unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. So with that, so that game, going back to FanDuel on that game is going to be played on October 21st. Was it 7:10 Pacific? And the Lakers are actually favored, -3.5, but it is going to be in LA. So I mean, home teams first game of the season generally, if the kind of an even playing field, they're going to get the edge somewhat. But I would probably take them. I would probably take them because I think I could see the Lakers and the Warriors kind of being similar this season, but I do think the Lakers have more of an upside just for that Luka factor. Warriors were good. I think they were better than expected once they got Jimmy Butler, but they had this whole Jonathan Kuminga thing lingering. He's getting pissed off about the contract negotiation. I believe he's a restricted free agent. So I think they've talked trades with a few teams. I think Phoenix was one of them. And it sounds like that could turn out to be a trade before the season starts. And we still got time here. It's August 19th today. And first game of the season's 21st. So, we got 2 months, 2 full months of this to where something could come to fruition. And I get the feeling that's what's going to happen because it seems like the Warriors don't want to budge. I don't think they think too highly of Kuminga in terms of being like a game-changing player, even though he did kind of come up a little bit when he took over for Steph, or had to pick up the slack, and he did okay. But I don't think he's a great player really, and I think he's kind of average, kind of like a Jordan Poole. I mean, not much different in terms of potential and all that. Whatever. I mean, he get moved, maybe he doesn't. Who knows? But that's not a bad line. 3.5 FanDuel. I would take it. Why not? But then again, you never know what the hell's going to happen the first game of the season. It's a crapshoot, really. But I do like that. And it's at home. It's going to be a lot of motion. And if it's the beginning of LeBron's farewell tour, that's another thing. I'm sure that'll get announced before the first game of the season. I highly doubt it that LeBron would go into the season without letting people know whether or not that's his last year. I think it's all set up to be his last year. All-Star game in LA. It's if he does this ahead of time, everybody can prepare for it. And Cleveland can prepare. Jesus. Cleveland can prepare, Miami can prepare, and every team around the league, same way they did with MJ, same way they did with Kobe. Kobe went into the season and made his decision, but this is a different circumstance. So I can't wait for that game. I think that's going to be great. I think it's going to be fun. I wish these next 2 months would fly by so we can get there. At least we have football in the meantime, NFL. Go Raiders. Please don't let me down. Not again. Not again this year. Ashton Genty, he's the real deal. Brock Bowers, he's the real deal. Geno Smith, formidable. Hopefully that pans out. But that's a whole nother thing. A franchise that has struggled for a very long time and frustrated the hell out of me. But anyway, I'll get forward. Look forward to get forward. Jesus, I am rusty as hell, man. Rusty as hell. But look forward. I was about to say it again. To Luka taking on Poland, August 27th. 6.5 is the spread right now. I would take it. I think it's a smart play. Keep your eye on him. I don't know if they're going to shut him down for the rest of the exhibition games, however long that is. I would assume another 2, 3, possibly. I mean, the smart move would be to sit, maybe have one more game to play. But it should be pure entertainment because, like I said, it's not like in years past where you got like one NBA superstar or just one NBA slight star, like an all-star, not a superstar that's, famous around the world. Now, multiple guys. I mean, just those three alone, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, are enough to tune in. I think it'll be fun. I think they have a decent shot as long as Luka's healthy, engaged, and ready to prove a point, right? Because this would be a statement or a coming out party for his new look, new mission to conquer the NBA, try to win MVP. I know there's futures odds on there that I couldn't find real quick, but I'll probably do that on the next pod. So I'm looking forward to it. You need to be looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's the only basketball we have to look forward to at the moment. So get on it. Get on it. I think you can go to, if you just look up Eurobasket 2025, there is a website. I can't remember what it's called. Courtside 1941, something like that. I went to it today and you can just buy single games. I think it was like $8. I just wanted to watch. I just wanted to see how Luka looked and all that. It was worth it. I thought it was good. I mean, it's not the same kind of atmosphere because the crowd was a little empty, but it's an exhibition game. but it's just cool to see basketball. I mean, we all love basketball, so it's just nice to watch basketball with a guy who you're going to be watching for the next 10, 15 years in a Lakers uniform, hopefully, right? He just inked that deal. What was it? 2 years with an option for the third. He's going to make a ton of money. He's going to make a ton of money on his next one. I think it's 416 million is his potential next extension. Then there's that another thing which is interesting. Giannis and Jokic are the two guys everybody's kind of looking to see what they're going to do next. Could you imagine Luka playing alongside those guys in LA? I mean, how? Just one of them. Just one. I'm not saying both of them. That'd be insane. But just think about that. Keep that in the back of your mind when you're watching this. You know, monitor those interactions when they play each other. Because I know Luka and Jokic are close friends. They love each other. They're always messing around with each other. Go check out all-star footage of those two. You could tell that's a genuine friendship, not a fake one for the cameras, you know? And then him and Giannis, I have no idea if they have a relationship or anything, but those two would be insane. I mean, especially with considering what impact that would do for the Lakers defense, right? That'd be a perfect addition, right? It'd be like having AD again, but in his prime and healthy and motivated, and a little bit younger, I believe. Just something to watch. I mean, I'm getting excited just thinking about it, but just tune in. It's worth it, and it's pretty easy to do that pay per game. And there's a max one you can do for like $30, and I think it gives you all year. So all the other tournaments, if you're interested in that, it gives you access to that. So, but I just did the $8 one. So it might be worth doing the 30, depending on how many games, it's gonna that Slovenia is guaranteed to play, right? So we'll see. It just check it out, man. It's worth doing the $8. Just do the $8 and then see where this could go, because I think it'd be fun. Be fun to watch Luka. You can catch highlights on Instagram and all that stuff. I even put some on my Instagram today. Made a little compilation of what I found, and God, he looked good. Just that pass over the head, his shot, fluid. Even though he struggled from deep, like I said, it was cool to see. It was cool to see. I feel like it's been a long time since we've watched him play basketball, but I'll come back on once the next game gets played, or we got something else to talk about, some news. Like I said, dog days of summer. This sucks. Content is not easy to come by. It's not easy to come up with talking points when there's literally nothing going on except for this tournament. So till next time, folks, I will see you later.